if you guys are looking for ways to keep the kids busy and active during the summer, you're in the right place because it is time for Jacksonville Mom. And today we have Dominique Landry here, the owner of Fit Enough, back to the show. So great to see you again.
Thank you for having me. Always happy to be here.
Yeah, so we talk about like the summer slide. You know, we talk about how important it is to kind of keep their minds active through the summer, but it's equally important to keep them active physically, right? And why is that so important?
So a couple of reasons. So I think people often forget that physical activity helps with brain activity, especially in kids. So like age 16 to 13 especially, it helps with the cognition, just keeping them sharp and on their toes. Yeah. And then another thing, away from friends during the summer, depression, anxiety can be a thing. So if you're keeping them active, we can stave off some of that depression, stave off some of that anxiety. And then it's just always good to move. 60 minutes is the recommended amount for kids a day, but it's necessary.
Yeah, you don't want to just sit behind the screen and play video games all summer long. And that's so interesting too that you say that it helps with our mental state too. And we actually have Mental Health Monday coming up in a little bit. But it's so important for adults, and we say this all the time, that it's a stress reliever. So why wouldn't it be
the same
for the kids as well? All right, so messaging can be tricky, especially you know, if we just don't want to say like, you want to do this to lose weight, you know,
right?
Like my little sister,
be fat,
my little sister growing up, she was overweight. She had some health issues, and you know, I feel like the older generation, you know, my grandma wasn't
Tell it like it is.
Yes, she was very blunt, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want her to get an eating disorder, thinking I need to lose this weight.
It can happen.
So how can we deliver that message more gently?
And I say this all the time. I think a lot of the times if we lead with love, like if we speak to them the way we want someone to speak to us, I think that's the biggest thing we can do when we message anything to kids. I think if we just continue to lead by example, so it's not a focus on them type of thing, right? It's not like you need to do exercise because XYZ is pertaining to you. It's like we all need to exercise because it makes us feel good. It makes our bodies feel good. So I think the more we can message it and it doesn't have to be a you thing and we're leading with love, then that's the way we're saying, like, we're not ensuring they have like a unhealthy relationship with either food or exercise, because if it becomes off as a punishment or like a forced thing, then it becomes we're setting them up for failure in the future because they have a negative connotation with food and exercise.
Exactly. So be more blunt with the adults, not necessarily with the children.
Not even with the adults.
Yeah, no, I don't want to hear it either, actually. Okay, so how can we incorporate it into our daily lives? Because like you said, 60 minutes is ideal for daily.
Yeah, so I know screen time is like the thing, right? So how do we get away from the screen? But sometimes you can actually use that screen time as a way to incorporate fitness. There's yoga for kids. My kids are into Fortnite, and so they do they Google Fortnite dances on YouTube. And so we'll dance with them and do things like that. So it has to be something that they enjoy.
Right.
So know your kids, know what they enjoy, try things as a family. So again, like we dance together, make it a competition. Kids love to beat you. I do not let my kids beat me. Like look.
She's like, we're gonna actually compete.
If you come in, you better come with it, right? And so if you want to do it like that, you could just make it a competition. And so it's just like one thing to involve the entire family. You can involve their friends, right? And then another thing is kids always love it when you involve them in the process. So if I'm cooking something healthy, if I involve my kids, they tend to eat more of it, right?
I've heard that.
So the same thing with whatever exercise, you can make it a reward system. So you can say, okay, if we do 10 minutes of this, 10 minutes of that, and 10 minutes of this, then you get 10 minutes of screen time. Or for every, physical activity you get something that's, you enjoy. I wouldn't do candy, right? But like it could be something like that.
Well, if we want some more information on your services or on the blog, where should we go?
Yeah, so you can go to Jacksonville Mom all the time to get more information from all of us, or you can come to me, fit_enough on IG, or Fit Enough with Dominique Landry.
Great to see you again. Thank you for those tips. I really appreciate it. Happy summer.